Alright, so yeah, we've actually entered a battle with, shall we say, some of the most dangerous enemy units that you can possibly come across this early on in the game. Hello Reformers and welcome back to Perisno 0.9. Now when we left off we became a vassal and we are now in a battle with some other vassals, with the Maccavians actually. And yes, we are going to be fighting these slave rebels and hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit of experience. I did level up in the previous episode. I spent that point in strength and there's a very good reason why I'm doing that, of course, with the exception of getting a good crossbow. I'm not entirely sure which strength requirement a dwarven crossbow has actually at the moment, and I think that's the one I'm gonna, preliminarily go for. I think that's the first one I'll try to go for at least, and then we'll see if maybe switching to a bladed crossbow for sieges or something like that might make more sense. Otherwise, I would like to try and use this two-handed blunt weapon. I don't know whether you know it, but it is available in a chest, and well, I am hopefully going to be able to show it to you in this episode, but I'm also going to try to expand my roster significantly by going to various towns and asking travelers, and I think it is maybe just travelers that give me that information. I'm not entirely sure at the moment, but yes, I would like to try and find Kara, and if possible I'd like to try and find Alindel as well, but of course I don't actually have that much in the way of money at the moment. Of course I did purchase my first ever enterprise in the previous episode as well, and hopefully that is going to result in us getting at least a little bit of extra cash every week. Bear in mind I do have a village to look after now, but that village is of course going to be kind of difficult for us to deal with, considering it is just so far away from basically anywhere, so it's kind of difficult for us to get there and defend it if it is being attacked by a minor vassal, and it would have to be a minor vassal for us to get any kind of positive result from any kind of battle. But there you go, that was a fight against some slave rebels. Thankfully none of my units were in it, as you can see here. I didn't actually tell them to charge or anything like that, and we gained 4 renown, which is obviously not exactly amazing, but it's okay. And we did help out Lord Fenris here, and we do get a couple of captured enemies as well. Alright, oh yeah, we actually get a huge amount of loot too, so I'm gonna be taking basically all of this, I think. Actually, there might be some stuff here that I could use. Maybe this shield, for example, might be an okay shield. I think I'm going to need to get much more in the way of shield skill if I am going to use a shield later down the line. I think it would probably be a good idea in general, but for the moment I guess I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, so let's take a look at our party right now. We have some pretty decent units for the most part from the various fights that we've done, and we've been able to kind of scavenge together a couple of rescued prisoners. But what is looking the most bare right now? What is looking the most bare? It's pretty easy to see what that is, and that's party skills. We only have Pathfinding 3, Spotting 4, and Trade 4. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be getting Faziel in this. Faziel is obviously the guy that gets a huge amount of trade skill, he really does, but I don't think I'm going to be getting him in this. I think we're probably going to have to focus on trade ourselves if one of the companions that I think we're going to go for is not available with a high trade skill. But otherwise, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to Maccavian, and I'm going to see if maybe I'll be able to pick up maybe a guildmaster quest. Maybe I can try and find a traveler there, and then we'll see where we go next. Alright, so actually just a moment has passed since that small cut there, and yeah, Agathor Krex is recognizing our loyal service as a vassal by rewarding us with a pretty amazing mount, actually. I'm kind of surprised by this. Yes, I should be surprised, and I'm kind of not surprised that it is such a huge amount of riding skill. Wow. I was not anticipating that whatsoever. How much riding? I actually have 5 in riding skill, but I'm going to need 24 agility to be able to use this mount. So it's probably not going to be a very realistic thing for me, is it? Alright, so I spoke to the guild master at Maccavian, and he decided to give me the cattle quest. Now, thankfully, obviously in Perisno, it is not like native where you have to drive them onward from behind, because it's extremely difficult to do that. But thankfully, they decided to change that, and the cattle now follow me, which is fantastic. So now we've done that, I think I can probably speak to the guildmaster at Maccavian to receive my reward, and I'm going to speak to the guildmaster here at Ford, because you never know, there might be something here for us as well. Ah, a group of bandits have kidnapped the daughter of a friend of mine. Okay, yes, I am certainly going to take that, even though the ransom money is literally, wow, so little. It is very little. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so what we're going to do otherwise is we are going to make our way over to Lesbira, I believe it is, and we're going to try and see if I can find a companion there, because I asked a ransom broker, and actually we might be able to ask this guy as well. I'm actually unsure. No, it seems like we will not be able to ask the travelers about it, unfortunately. Seems like the ransom brokers are the ones that will give you an idea as to where companions are, and I think there's one in Lesbira, so we're probably going to head over here, or over there, in just a second. I'm just going to take a look. Oh, there's a madman that's going to give us a quest, but I think the quest is a little bit too difficult for us right now. So, otherwise, let's see where the ransomed girl is. It seems like you're to meet the bandits near Ganta here, which is over there. Oh, very close by indeed. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine with me. And where are the bandits? Ah, 28. Oh, okay. Well, I think we should be absolutely fine with these guys. No problem at all. We might want to also take a little detour to our village, which is very close by right here. Alright, so I have no intention to pay you anything. I demanded that you release the girl now. Alright, so 55 against 28. Obviously these guys, I don't think they have shields or anything like that, so I think we should have a pretty easy time of using our crossbow and potentially getting some more, weapon proficiency, because it's very, very important for crossbows to get that proficiency up, because there's no other way of increasing your accuracy. Like with normal bows, of course, because normal bows, you do have the power draw skill, and power draw doesn't affect crossbows. So yes, otherwise, let's see if I can maybe get a couple of shots from long range here. That doesn't seem to be working, does it? No, doesn't seem to. Oh, there we go. We actually did get it. We did get a little bit of damage. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, this is basically guaranteed proficiency increases from this range. As long as I'm able to get decent enough shot difficulties, like above 4, I guess, then I should be able to get some decent enough improvements. Wow, that's actually kind of nice. And it seems like, whoa, we have, oh yeah, we have some veteran gladiators, don't we? They have amazing, amazing weapons, thrown weapons, should I say. And I'm gonna go in there. I'm just gonna go in there with my two-handed. I have a two-handed now, so we might as well make good use of it and just chop them up. Yeah, let's just chop them up. There we go. Nice, okay, well, we've done that, and the reward of 162, well, shall we say the ransom, is ours. And yes, come with me, we are going home, and I will capture one of the bandits, of course, as well. Let's take as much loot as we can get our hands on. There we go. Let's move back to Ford, and then we'll be able to hand that in, and then we can head back to Maccavian as well. And there's just so much stuff to do, there really is. Okay, let's speak to the guildmaster now, and then we'll be able to go to our village. I think that would probably be the best idea. Yeah, we're gonna go. Oh, it's actually still looted. Never mind. Alright, so we're back at Maccavian, and there's 1,260 orums from moving the cattle herd over to Ford. It literally took me not even 30 seconds to do that, so it is a fantastic way of gaining some relation as well with the town, because we now have +3 relation instead of -3 relation, and so we can now purchase another enterprise when we are ready. Let's see if they have another. Oh yeah, this war between Maccavian and Valahir clan has brought our town to the verge of ruin. Our caravans got raided before they could reach their destination. Alright, so unfortunately I will not be able to do that. That requires a huge amount of persuasion skill. And while I do have a pretty decent amount of persuasion skill, it's not really what I spec'd for. Anyway, let's make our way over to the next town. Well, upon arriving in Lesbira, I have spoken to a ransom broker. I sold my one prisoner here and spoke about the various companions that I might be able to get nearby. And Alindel is at Arish, and I'm not entirely sure how close Arish is currently to my position, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do something about that after we help out this farmer. What is the matter, my good man? A band of brigands have taken refuge in our village. They take everything we have, force us to serve them, and do us much evil. If one of us so much as breathes a word of protest, they kill the poor soul on the spot right away. Alright, well, what can we do? I will help you out. Save the village of Arcross from marauding bandits. Alright, well, let's do it. Where is it? Ah, there's Arcross. This is actually perfect because I would like to go to Galway as well, because that is hopefully going to give us maybe a potential companion. And I think Arish is over in this direction as well. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. It's going to take me quite a long time to get there, but I think it is probably going to be worth it eventually. And there's actually a Maccavian vassal here. Maybe if he gets pounced upon by someone, I might be able to help him out a little bit. He has a very small army at the moment. Wow, 20. Right. Okay. 20 veteran gladiators. This is gonna be maybe a little bit difficult for us. I mean, everything in Perisno is kind of difficult anyway, so let's see what we can do about it. I actually have 12. I have 12 veteran gladiators, so we might be able to do this without too many problems, but 20 of them is... that's kind of harsh. Right. Well, I guess the best thing that we should do is to stand on this little hill here and hope that our little band of crossbowmen, we have 20 of them, is going to be enough to fend off these veteran gladiators. This is not going to work out too well. They have shields. Oh, well, we're getting some kills, actually. We're getting some kills. I'm actually kind of surprised. Me getting a hit is very surprising to begin with. Anyway, let's tell everyone to charge in then, I suppose, and I'm going to go in with my two-handed as well. It seems like I might be turning into some kind of two-handed, maddening berserker person, because apparently I've just given up with my crossbow. Yes, well, I haven't given up with it, but I am going to use my two-handed a little bit more often to get potential experience, even though my power strike is obviously not the greatest either. But, well, as I've said, there is a weapon that I'd very much like to get, and if we go all the way over to Arish, I suppose it is going to be pretty close by to us right there. Anyway, okay, so there's 3 renown, 11 morale, pretty nice, and we are going to refuse the items here. I'd like to try and get as much honor as possible. I feel like honor is kind of important, even though it's not as important as it is in Pendor. Anyway, I'm not going to be recruiting anyone either here. I think having 12 relation with the village is pretty decent though, and getting some additional honor is always nice. So let's... ooh, yeah, another heavy crossbowman. Very nice indeed. Okay, anything else? Yep, a little bit. Oh, 2 more veteran gladiators. Great. Alright, so I have 4,000 orums. So if I do come across Alindel, who is, I believe, 3,500, we should have enough. Alright, so I've spoken to the guild master at Galway here. I did go into the tavern. There doesn't seem to be anyone there, unfortunately, but there was a ransom broker, so I did get the opportunity to ask them about where potential companions are, and it seems like Alindel is still in Arish. So hopefully after this particular battle, which is hopefully going to complete this task, we will be able to go over to Arish and get him, because obviously he's going to basically turn our army into an absolutely regenerating monster, and it is hopefully going to mean that we will suffer many less casualties when we are in battles, because of course we have, I think it is actually at 0 surgery skill right now, which is really very bad, but obviously that's not really anything I can do about that. I mean, I can't really do much. I don't really want to spend any points needlessly in that, because I feel like in Perisno it's most important to try and get your character doing exactly what you want it to do and not compromising on your character build in any way, because if you do that, you're going to be a kind of jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy, and that's absolutely fine. You know, I have no problem with characters like that. I mean, I've done enough of them, really. I have done enough of those, but for this particular playthrough, I would very much like to try and focus on crossbows, two-handed, And maybe when it comes down to it, maybe when we start doing sieges and everything, I'll carry one shield and spec into a little bit of shield just to make sure that I don't die instantly from enemy archers. And otherwise we can rescue a couple of people here, that's perfectly fine, and we will be taking all of this stuff as well. There we go, give me that. And I can sell all of that very easily. Alright, so did that actually complete this quest? I think it might actually be the quest where you are supposed to just eliminate bandits in the surrounding countryside. I think that, yes. Okay, well that's a little bit unfortunate. I think I need to kill 10 groups of those. I think Lord Singvar wants me to report to him. I don't know whether I really want to do that at the moment, Lord Singvar, actually. I mean, I don't know whether it's optional, and he's probably not going to like me very much if I decide not to, but I don't know, I'd like to either continue fighting bandits here for this task, or I would like to go and find Allendale, but I guess I'm going to go and find Allendale, and I'm just going to ignore our marshal for the moment, and hope that he is a rather agreeable fellow, shall we say, because if he's not, then he might make things kind of difficult for us in Maccavian. And speaking of that, I'm actually going to try, if I can, to, well, shall we say, help out, quote-unquote, help out, you know, some of the vassals as much as possible and try to get them on our side so that they might see fit at some point to maybe nominate me for a couple of fiefs and things like that. I think the coolest thing that I can probably do is try to get as much honor as possible, and then as a result of that, try to become the marshal. Try to become the marshal, and then lead a siege of some kind with all of our vassals, and I think that's going to be the best thing that we can possibly do. So hopefully we're going to get something like that happening, but obviously I am going to need much more honor to be able to do that, and obviously a lot more relation with the liege himself. And I think at the moment, do I have a I think I do have a task from Agathor Krex, do I not? I think I might, so I'm going to take a look at that after this as well. But we slaughtered 9 enemies. I'm actually kind of surprised. Alright, so yeah, we've actually entered a battle with, shall we say, some of the most dangerous enemy units that you can possibly come across this early on in the game. This is really, really bad, and I don't exactly know whether we're going to survive this, but we're going to try our best, and hopefully our crossbowmen will do a good enough job in, well, eliminating any opposition. But these are the assassins of Ral Dayun. And let me just say that anytime I've ever fought these guys, it has always been extremely difficult and an absolute bloodbath. And these guys, they ran much faster than me. I was not able to get away. And I didn't want to leave like units behind because they were just going to continue to basically pursue us as much as they possibly could, of course. And I mean, look at this. As soon as they get close, they die pretty quickly because they don't have shields, but they are very, very hard to kill. And hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of kills. Actually, I did get 2 kills so far. Pretty nice. Let's tell our people to charge in. I don't know whether that's a good idea, to be honest, because they have assassin swords. Assassin swords, in my opinion, are some of the best weapons in Perisno because they are fast and they have a long reach and they have massive damage, but they do not have piercing damage. Bear that in mind. They are only slashing weapons. So against heavier armor and everything, they are not that good. But look at the renown. That renown is insane for such a small enemy party, but they are all assassins of Ral Dayun, and that's exactly the reason why. Wow, that is just crazy. Anyway, hopefully they're gonna, oh yeah, there we go, they're actually giving me their swords, and that is kind of amazing. I'd like to be able to give this to our companions, actually, well, whenever we do get one, but they're gonna sell for quite a lot as well. I think they're not gonna sell for 4,000, obviously, but they'll probably sell for about 1,000 maybe, if we're lucky. But, yeah, I think I'll probably save one for a companion, but most of the companions that have more than 18 strength, which is what the requirement is here, usually have a much better weapon anyway. So we're almost here. We're almost at Arish. It is kind of a bit of a slog, isn't it? All the way over there. And it seems like Alnar Castle has been awarded to Lord Siegfried right there. And, well, he's obviously going to be very happy with that. I know I would be. Hint, hint. Agathor Crex. He's not going to give me a fief anytime soon, I don't think. Anyway, let's go into the tavern here. Cross your fingers. Cross anything else you have. And hope that Alendel is... Yes, he is. He is still here. Fantastic. Alright, so we do have maiden sharpshooters here as well. They could be a fantastic addition to our party. But for the moment, let us speak to Alendel. Oh yes, he is going to be amazing for us. I used to be this land's foremost and best surgeon, physician, yes. I have healed and tended to 4 Draharan emirs, 3 Hakanese lords, 1 Tolranian duke, and even the Reich Prince himself. Those were my glory days. I made tons for them, and people from all nations begged me to heal them. Most of my earnings I gave to the poor, of course. You have the look of someone who could benefit from my experience. Are you calling me poor? I don't know. Maybe he is. Anyway, we will need a healer, but you need to be able to fight as well. I am a surgeon, not some silk-robed university physician who has never touched a body. Okay, then welcome to our company. 3,500, that is a price that I am more than willing to pay, absolutely. Alright, so I don't have any prisoners to sell, but it might make sense for me to just go out here, sell my stuff, and I think I'm just going to sell these. They're only 561, and I don't think Alendel has... Does he? I don't think he has... Oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to sell everything before, and then we're just going to take a look at what he's rolling with. Because he's currently using a staff. He has 12 in strength. There's no way. I'm not going to level up his strength. That's just not something I'm willing to do, because he has 24 intelligence. Every single fiber of my being is saying engineer, first aid, surgery, wound treatment, and maybe some pathfinding and trainer skill chucked in there a little bit later down the line. But he's level 13. Should be pretty easy to level him up, but unfortunately he will not be able to wear any of this stuff, apart from the red assassin's hood, which makes him seem like he is some kind of crazy doctor of some kind that is, well, gonna assassinate everyone in the vicinity, which is absolutely fine with me, I guess. If they get frightened off by that, then that's even better for us. Anyway, let's see what we want to do here. Do we want to get an additional point in leadership? Additional point in prisoner management? Personally, I feel like prisoner management's maybe not even necessary any further. What about persuasion? I mean, I'm just thinking about charisma right here, but personally, I don't think it's really going to make too much difference. Okay, so I'm just going to go for another 2 points in strength. As I said before, I'm aiming for 21 to 24 strength, maybe something along those lines. And I'm actually going to spec into Power Strike here, because as I said before, we are going to go and try and see if I can get that two-handed weapon. And actually, you know what? Let me go in here and see if I can get a task of some kind. Deliver some ale to Dwalnor in 7 days. Okay, I think we might be able to do that. Dwalnor is a dwarven... Wow, okay, that's very far away. Yes, it's a dwarven town, and we have no food. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, thankfully we're right next to a town, so that's not too bad. Should have really seen that, shouldn't I? Yes, definitely. Okay, so let me see. I guess, you know what? I think I may have sold my food, because I think I did buy some food. Yep, I think I sold it by mistake. Oh well, never mind. At least I've bought it back now. It didn't cost me that much. And I think considering this, I'm actually just going to sell those 2 things. Why not? Alright. So there is actually a robber band right here for our other quest, and maybe I should just fight these guys and get it over with. Well, this is definitely something that I should do ahead of time here, because, you know, there's gonna be some battle in the future where we will have absolutely amazing gear, and then we will miss out on upgrading our Alendel, yes. And we're just going to give him a one-handed and a shield for the moment, and we're also going to give him a crossbow and some bolts. I think that's probably the best thing that he can go for here, and I don't think I'm going to give him a horse or anything. I'm just going to allow him to upgrade armor and everything, and we'll just go with that. And there's actually no point in upgrading because I've already looted everything. But yes, I think that sounds like a good plan to me. Otherwise, those are the bandits that we have eliminated, and we have to deliver this ale. Now, I think that gives us a good opportunity to end this episode off here. Next time, I will be getting that wonderful weapon that I very much think is going to help us out to make some money, and also to just be generally a much better upgrade than what I'm currently using. And of course, we will drop off the ale at the Dwarven town. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.